This video is going to show you solo Grandmaster Nightfall with a Unbreakable Titan Prismatic build. You are literally a walking, talking, mobile land tank Titan. Literally, in the literal sense, this is literally that. Okay, so let's get the basics out of the way. The weekly feature GM is Hypernet current. It is now back to Act 1 GM rotations, the first 3. So we're Hypernet this week. Surges are Void Surge, Strand Surge. Arc Threat, Champions are Overload and Unstoppable. Prismatic kits are gonna get a hit in Edge of Fate. That's what gave me the idea for this run actually, because they're gonna be hitting fragment slots. Now I figured that I would do something different, and like I say, this role I've been searching for quite a few weeks and didn't get it, and now I've finally got it. The role in question is Spirit of the Bear, Spirit of the Armentarium. Pairing that with Unbreakable aspect. The reason why this role in particular is so good is because Spirit of Armentarium gives you 2 grenades. Unbreakable is tied to your grenade. Spirit of the Bear, when you're blocking, that's converted back to energy, so there's a playback loop here. Now I've spoke to a few of you about Spirit of the Bear rolls in the last few weeks, and a couple of you were saying about rolls and you were getting it wrong. I'll be honest, like I'm not being harsh there, I'm being nice actually. I'm just saying, look, reevaluate what you're thinking about, because you need a playback loop with Spirit of the Bear, and the playback loop is to double it up. Double up what you're doing. So we want 2 nades, not 1. Armentarium is the best spirit to pair with this. There is not one other spirit that will be as good as that, in my opinion. Because you need playback loop. Get that playback loop down. Boom, you've doubled up. You do it well. It more than doubles because of... Well, it depends on the ads. This build scales well up. So the higher end activity that you are in, the better that Spirit of the Bear will perform. If you are only in patrol, Spirit of the Bear won't work for you. It just won't be very good. In middle game strikes, maybe even some dungeons, won't be very good. I mean, maybe some dungeons that are ad dense, but I'm on about the ads. The harder the ads hit and the more frequent they hit, the more grenade energy you get. Now, if there's infinite ads, you're infinite Spirit of the Bear. You have infinite Unbreakable. That's the playback loop. Best with Armentarium. Cope-hearted, like if you haven't got the roll, well, you need to go and get it then, because no other roll will be as good as this one for this gameplay loop. I hope you understand it. I understand playback loops. That's what I understand, and I know that doubling it up is the way to go with this. So yeah, we're pairing it with Drenger's Lash. It's best in slot to pair. It's a nice additive. Let's review why that is. Well, Consecration, that's to be paired with Knockout, of course. Diamond Lance doesn't pair, in my opinion, with Unbreakable very nicely, because it's 2 different ways to play the game. It's 2 different. Whereas Drenger's Lash is just a suspend and burst on a barricade. Barricade is part of the Titan's tank. Barricades are tanky. They have aggro to them, and you get a suspend and burst, which means you suspend unstops and barriers. You'll suspend anything, won't you, in front of you? So that is the play. Drenger's Lash, Unbreakable. Don't mess with the build. Trust the process. Everything's highly curated. So the aspects and fragments, right? Twilight Arsenal goes on because it adds a debuff, and it's Void Surge this week. This will overcharge my weapons because it's Void Surge. Your kinetic weapon will get overcharged because of this. Could have ran T-Crash, but there's no Arc Surge. Twilight Arsenal's very good as well in the game. It's really good actually. Rally Barricade. Shield Throw gives us Overshield, because this synergizes with Unbreakable. I'm using Pulse Grenade for the activity that I'm in, because this will tie to your nade, yes, but there's times when we use a Pulse Nade for Overload Champs, because I've got a fragment on for it. So that is particular to this activity. Jolt is favourable in Hypernet. There are tons of overloads. Fragments. Facet of Balance. Facet of Courage. Facet of Hope. Facet of Dawn. facet of sacrifice, facet of dominance. Dominance will help with the pulse grenade, jolt, champ. Facet of sacrifice, I actually rather like this. Plus 10 discipline, and I'm getting bonus transcendence energy because of it. When I've got those buffs, which I'm getting them all the time. I can get a void buff up immediately. I can get it immediately. Radiance for damage bonus. Facet of hope gives me my Drenger's Lash quicker. Facet of courage, well, we can use a Drenger's Lash with Twilight Arsenal or whatever we want. We can do that. Or buff my shield throw, all that stuff, and it's plus 10 discipline. And facet of balance. Stat distributions, you need tier 10 discipline for this. You definitely want tier 10. Don't be rocking tier 8. Not even 9. Try and aim for 10. You probably can as well. Well, maybe 9's minimum. 9's minimum, but 10 at least. I mean, well, 9 at least, but go aim for 10. Alright. Now we're going to pair that with this synergy. Vex Caliber synergizes with Spirit of the Bear because it gives you an overshield. Well, you can play back and forth between the overshields, and you can have an overshield in advance with Unbreakable by using Vex Caliber, and they play off each other. There's a good interaction between the build I'm using with Vex Caliber. That's why I'm running it, and it's Unstoppable Glaive. My kinetic weapon is overcharged because of Twilight Arsenal, so I'm using a Kinetic Tremors primary, and it melts in this. It does a lot for me, and it generates a lot of transcendence energy. And lastly, Temptation's Hook, Power of Ambition will overload champions. It tells you, read it. Look, read it. Strong against overload champions. There you go, you read it. This is an overload mod, use it. Power of Ambition, please. You've only got a few more weeks, and most of you haven't applied it yet. Where you been with that? This mod's been out months. Get it used. Get it used quickly before it goes away. Before they sunset it. It's so amazing. Such an amazing mod. Whirlwind Blade stacks with this. You get Whirlwind Blade stacks quicker because of Power of Ambition. We've covered weapons, build, artifact mods, not going through. I'll just quickly mention to you. Limit Break. You can activate Limit Break very quickly on this build by guarding with Vex Caliber to buff Twilight Arsenal. You get the buff as soon as you get a Void Overshield. Not going through all of that, but that's what the mods are. There'll be a dim link regardless. But yeah, that was the information on with the run. Okay, so in this run, let's evaluate the survivability of my Spirit of the Bear build with Unbreakable, and just exactly all the cool things that you can do with this build, because this build has a high skill ceiling. In other words, the better you are with it, the more you reap the rewards from the build. Look at this. We skip the ads. We're going to hold down my grenade. I've got 2 grenades, remember. That's a better playback loop, like I've been saying. And you're going to skip the ads. Look at this. Look at what I'm doing. And then when you release your nade, boom. You're killing orange bars. Yeah? And then you can whip out Vex Caliber because you've got an overshield, and you can extend the overshield with Vex Caliber. See the playback loop now? That's why I run Vex Caliber with this. Right, then we get a stun on and unstop here. We do massive damage even though it's light swings because of blight rounds. Power of Ambition. Look at this. I get pushed by the ads. I'm purposely showing you how strong the build is. Look. I get my 2 nades back. Then I get Vex Caliber out. I get my guard right up straight away. Look at that. Unbreakable. Look. Fills up right away. I don't care. There's a Meteor Bane to my right. Unstop to my middle. Adds to my left. Look at how good it is. And I've got my nades back again. Look, I get weak. Boom. Look at how survivability that is. I get that Unbreakable meter fills up quickly on GM. It will fill quicker on GM than it will in Patrol. I've tested it today. Don't say I haven't, because I have. Right. Then we use our Drenger's Lash. My barricades soaking up all that damage as well. Look at this. I'm a land tank. Look at the turrets. How much I can farm the turrets for Unbreakable. Look at that. So look, I've just showcased to you the playback loop of this build and why this role in particular is needed for Spirit of the Bear rules. Because the playback loop over the course of your run will be much better. If it's just one nade, you might be able to pull off a couple of things, but it's not as good. If you're going to run an Unbreakable build, you really need to invest into it properly and build craft. Yeah. Now this is kind of like, what do you call it? Strongholds, flash counter swords, but that's boring. Flash counter stronghold build's boring to me. It's very boring. I don't like it. I don't like it because it's just boring. Whereas this build, it's more mobile. It's similar playstyle to that, but more mobile, and you've got to play properly. You're not just blocking with a sword. On this, you're blocking, then you're popping a Transcendence, then you're using Vex Caliber, then you're using Temptation's Hook, then you're doing this, then you're using a super, then the playback loop just keeps going, then you use another Unbreakable, and you're mobile. Very, very mobile on this. So I like this much more than a flash counter strongholds build. I just do. But I just think this is more skill. I think it's more interesting to watch. I think it's more interesting for me to play. That's the thing I'm on about. You've got to admit it is, though. Stronghold Titans are getting angry with me. It's boring, lads. Your Stronghold gameplay is boring. It's very boring. Although, for more casual players, it is beneficial for them to run that build and they can have a lot of fun with it. So I'm not saying that they can't. But I'm just saying for me, you know, I've been there, done it, got t-shirt. I have my flash counter t-shirt in my wardrobe, washed it the other week there. I've wore it once, I don't need to wear it again. I'm on to my next t-shirt now, Vex Caliber Unbreakable build t-shirt. That's what I want next, and that's what I'll get after this video, won't I? So, we're juggling Relic. The tip to juggle Relic is simple. One mag, pick up Relic. One mag, pick up Relic. Don't leave it more than one mag of a weapon. We're talking primary here. So I've got 19 bullets in my Patreon. So after 19 bullets, I will pick up the Relic. If I don't, the Relic will run out and the damage will be lost. You will lose damage. There'll be damage on the table and you will have lost it. It's not the end of the world. But I think, as I said, it's a good thing to do. Although it's going to be hard for people to juggle a Relic. It's alright, it's one thing saying, new players will take advantage from the Relic. They will, but it's hard to juggle it for them. They struggle to stay alive, you know, from the start. Never mind having to juggle a Relic, but top map control will allow it. And you know, follow on screen what I did, the positioning. So now look, I'm going to use the Relic, both shoulder pads on the Tormentor. Drop, Relic, super. Twilight Arsenal should melt him. Then he's debuffed. Pick up Relic, look at the damage. That's debuffed cranium damage. Look at that. That's why we're running Twilight Arsenal. In this run, it showcases a good time when you should run Twilight Arsenal over T-Crash. And in this build, Twilight Arsenal is better for this build. Now, I didn't say that Twilight Arsenal is objectively better than T-Crash. I said no, for this build it is. For what I'm doing right now in the universe. Yeah, some of you want like generic stuff where you want, you know, one fits all. There's no glove that fits all. There isn't. Everything's different. Everything changes. My opinion changes depending on what we're doing. It never stays the same. It's not. I'm not putting out a video saying use this super and you will be the best in the game ever. No, you need to use all the supers in different scenarios. Pretty much. You're pretty much nearly using every super in the game. Apart from Blade Barrage, because Blade Barrage is terrible. But other than that, you should be using, like, pretty much every super in the game. You should know how to. Definitely should be. I would say that's an intermediate skill. It's not advanced. That's actually just intermediate. Yeah? That's not even... If there was such thing as a iceberg skill video for Destiny 2, look at this. I'm the king of the castle. Did you see that? He didn't want to push that Unbreakable Titan there. I was the king of the castle. I was the best. I'm over shit. Look, I'm a tank. I'm a king. Go and grab me a Snickers Tormentor. What's his name? I didn't quite catch his name there. Whatever that Tormentor's name was, he owes me a Snickers. But look at what we did. You can face tank a damn Tormentor with my Unbreakable and the Vex Caliber Glaive because Void Overshield have been buffed. And next season in Edge of Fate, overshields will play a critical role to your builds just because they're powerful. Just because of how powerful a overshield is. Overshields used to be terrible. They were terrible for years and years and years. Yeah, they were terrible for years. The last time overshields were good was in Destiny 1 with no backup plans. That's when they were good. Yeah? Then they were terrible. Destiny 2 had a problem. I actually think overshields were bugged. I was convinced that overshields were bugged for 7 years in Destiny 2. Because it's only this year that overshields have become important to the game. And now they are. So don't forget about overshield builds. Because I feel as though people do forget about them. Don't forget about your overshield stuff. Like I'm on about your void primaries and stuff that give you overshields and all that sort of thing. Don't forget about it. So look at what we're doing here. I'm prepping the room. If it was a room, I'm prepping it. I'm killing the Banes. I'm killing the Phalanxes. I'm killing the lot. From back here, look at this. Now I've got a super to burn, so we're going to do it now. These unstops can tank your super. Let's see what happens. Yeah, look. My damn axes are hitting his shield. That's so unfair. I've been scammed. Because if all your axes hit an unstop, it will one-cycle them. It's just the axes aim assist. You can't control the aim assist of the axes. Not like 100%. Because its stickiness will go to its body maybe. And if its body is where its shield was and he's stunned in an awkward spot, then your super's lost a little bit to the architects. That's just how it is. Look at this. We get pushed, overshield, boom. Unstop has come back from the death. He's come back from the far plane, from Final Fantasy X, to then try and get me back as revenge. Overshield goes up, Vex Caliber saves the life. Look at the damage I'm doing with light swings on this. Because blight rounds is added to any attack at all with Temptation Suck. It's not just the heavy. Relentless strikes will allow your ammo to go further. Whilst Attrition Orbs is good on Temptation's Hook, so is Relentless Strikes as well though. It all really depends on what you're doing. But both perks are good. Preferably you want both. You want an Attrition Orb one and a Relentless Strikes one, but everybody's vaults are choked. Mine's choked, dude. Like 700's max, I've got 705. 700's max vault, I've got 705. Work that out. Because I'm keeping God Rolls in the Postmaster. That's how far we've come. Yeah? I'm keeping God Roll Velocity Batons in my Postmaster. I'm playing it risky. I'm on a solo. There's a Velocity Baton in my Postmaster, so I better daren't play too long. That Velocity Baton will be lost to the Architects. Because it's in the Postmaster. Hey. Rocking a 705 vault. Not bothered. You're going to make me claim my vault. And you can make me, but, you know, I'll delete what I need to. Don't be pushing a man to delete God rolls. I never push anyone to delete anything. Unless it really, really is trash and they're keeping something that's really weird. And has no perk synergy, maybe. But don't tell another man to delete his weapons. You've got you like your datos and stuff. Tell them grown men to delete stuff. He ain't telling me nothing, bruh. You'll have to come round to my house and make me. You'll have to put me into a submission. You'll have to nick the control out of my hands and delete my stuff. That's what you'll have to do. I'm not letting you. But you'll have to wrestle me first. So, yeah. I'll just go in Edge of Fate with a 705 vault. I'll make do. That's what we'll do. Joke's on you, 'cause they're updating the vault in Edge of Fate. Just watch if they did that and messed it up. We log in Edge of Fate, it's 800 vault, and all you lot have deleted your stuff, and I haven't. I win. Just imagine if they messed up and done that. You never know. You never know with them. They launched Heresy early. You never know, they could launch a Vault update early as well. Although I'm just joking, they have no solution for Vault yet. The Vault solution will be Renegades. What they come up with is what they come up with, and they are in a tough spot. But, like I've been telling you all, it's last-gen consoles. That is the issue. They've said it. I can't mind the news article now. It was a few weeks ago. They need to drop PS4 and last gen Xbox. Then we will get good vault. But even if you get 1,000 slots, it's still not the answer to the vault problem. The solution is doing some sort of collection system. Crafting was a solution, but none of you like it. I love crafting. Don't know why you lot hated it, because I loved it. Didn't make the game easier either. It actually made the game much more interesting for me. So that's a massive misconception. Crafting did not make the game easier. It made you lot bored. It didn't make me bored though, I'll tell you that much. It made me experiment more. So the opposite effect is true for me. Whereas the rest of you, for some reason, oh no, I don't want a god roll, don't give me that. I want to farm 8 hours first for it. That's what you lot wanted, I didn't. I want to get the weapon and then test it. Build crafting man, that's what I am. Whereas you lot seem to stop. You'll get your weapon and then stop build crafting. What's that about? I don't get it. Don't understand it. You should actually be incentivized to build craft once you've got a fully crafted weapon. That's just me. I'm maybe different to you, opposite. Right, now look at what we're doing here with these overloads. I'm stunning them with Temptation's Hook, Power of Ambition, and then whipping out the Relic. That's exactly what we're doing, look. Now these overloads are very weak. Have you noticed how weak they are? Because they just want to freeze you. They can't snipe you. They're nowhere near as tough as their old counterparts. The old ones used to snipe. Well, some of them do snipe. There's 2 variants of overload, taken overloads. This is one variant of them, and they're very weak. Yeah, like, you know, you can face an overload and not worry about it too much because they're not sniping you. Now, we have used excessive amounts of cranium there. I didn't optimize it fully, but that's fine. Like, it's fine. You know, I could have spaced out my cranium and tap fired it a bit better than what I did, but that's okay. So we're going to stun the final overload. I think we're going to use a pulse grenade because remember I've got dominance on, so I can jolt with my pulse. So I'm going to jolt with the pulse, yeah, and then light swings, because light swings with Temptation's Hook will stun overloads. It's an overload weapon. They may as well have called Power of Ambition Overload Sword. If they'd called it Overload Sword, then I think people would have used this earlier on in the season. When Bungie uses fancy names, it throws people off. It even threw me off a bit, because I didn't really understand Power of Ambition maybe 3 months ago. I didn't fully understand it in terms of the blight rounds and exactly how it works. You know, so they should have just called it Overload rounds. Overload Sword, Disrupting Sword, that's it. They didn't need to call it Power of Ambition. They didn't need to. It's threw people off. Now, the bridge section. You can use a cranium to take down the taken stuff, but that's fine. It's not too hard to do this bit. I've got a super and I've got a full transcendence to use, obviously. I'm just going to get rid of these snipers because you could skip them, but then they're going to snipe you in the back and they become a problem later on. So let's not have that. Get rid of them. Yeah, that was weird. Some taken blight from nowhere. Okay, so let's see how I do. Yeah, so I'm going to do this strat. There's 2 different ways of doing this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to focus the overloads. Now, jumping up here is a good way. And we're going to jolt with a pulse and then super one of them. Because I've got a super to waste or burn. When I say super waste to burn, I mean that I want to use it to farm the next super. Then I get another stun with my pulse, then sword damage on the second overload. Do it up top, it's easier, look. See how easy that is? It's very easy to do with them. By the way, you could use a cranium on them, yes. But I'm not. I want to show you my build, man, in the video. I don't want to cranium everything. I want to use a bit of my build. So now we'll just get rid of the rest of the acolytes. I've got no need to show you Unbreakable. Because I've just used, to be fair, I've just used 2 nades on 2 overloads and killed them solo. So what do you expect? I can't just get my nade back right away. I mean, I'm close to it. But that's pretty good. I've just killed 2 overloads and I'm about to get Unbreakable back now. You can play make with this. If you have 1 grenade charge and there's enough adds, you can get 2 grenade charges back. That is the playback loop. If there's enough ads. Yeah? Now, I think I'm going to use it now here. Or maybe not. No, I'm going to not yet. 50% ogre spawning. You can kill them up top, but I'm not going to. I'm going to kill them down below this time because I want to show Unbreakable off. Cranium goes in. Drain Bane in middle. I'm happy about that. Says nobody ever. But I am, because I'm using my build and I want to show it off. So look what happens. I get pushed. I use my damn Unbreakable right away, and then if that's ran out or whatever and there wasn't enough ads, I use my Barricade Drenger's Lash. Then I whip out Vex Caliber Overshield with good positioning. Ogres are still up. I haven't killed them. This is good though. I like it. We're going to start isolating the ogres away from each other though. This is a bit of a technique. Ogres rush you at a 3rd HP, which is quite interesting actually. But we'll just use a Barricade and Vex Caliber to finish them off. We've got a Drain Bane in middle. Now just watch the utility of Temptation's Hook here. So we get a Overshield plus Vex Caliber. Then we use Blighted Rounds. Look at Whirlwind Blade times 5, times 6, times 7. See that? And it keeps stacking Whirlwind Blade up. That's why Whirlwind Blade's the play. And then boom, we finish that Drain Bane off in middle. Very easy to do that. And it was the worst possible Bane that we could get. And it was easy. So I'm glad about that, because chances are you won't get a Drain Bane. You probably, well, you might. You might get a Drain Bane. You know, but the odds of it are slim. You're probably going to get a different Bane or no Bane at all. One of the ogres might, you could be just all normal ogres. It's RNG, isn't it? Randomized Banes. Right, use Craniums to get rid of the rifts. Ammo check. I'm low on special. But it doesn't matter. Vex Caliber's got very good ammo efficiency, so it's not too much of a problem to me right now. But that's what I do. When I'm going from one encounter to the next, I will do ammo check. Full ammo sword, heavy sword, that's good. That gives me a lot of confidence on this first phase, although I don't need much because you'll see how good it is. But it's one less thing to think about is ammo if you've already got it, although I do need some special. So watch how this goes. Very easy. Very easy this. But follow the steps and follow the positioning. Yeah, and then try it out yourself. I'm going to pull, I'm going to Void Overshield left. That's Limit Break. That damage there is very good. That's Twilight Arsenal Limit Break. Because I had a Void Overshield with Vex Caliber. Right, Unbreakable goes up. Look at this. They're blinded. Then I release. Boom, look at Grenade Energy. I get nearly 2 back. I'm almost 2. Vex Caliber comes out. Yeah, then I'm going to get another Unbreakable down. And we'll probably pop Transcendence after this Unbreakable. Look at that. Look at the Overshield. Look at what we're doing. These Phalanxes and Centurions are annoying generally. Not on this build. Drenger's Lash. Boom. Complements the build. So we've dealt with all of these annoying ads in one location with my Unbreakable build. And I could have took it further. I could have just not popped Transcendence there. But I mean, you know, you would pop a Transcendence. But I'm just saying I could get away with not doing that if I wanted to. Now watch this for damage rotation. Drenger's Lash, Barricade, soaks my damage up, and Overshield soaks the damage from the boss. I can face tank him. This is good because I can use Blighted Round Temptation Hook right against him. I don't need to map rotate for damage. I can just stand right next to him and just keep doing the sword, my Barricade Drenger's Lash, and keep doing Overshield damage. So this is really good damage against this boss. And it's not just the damage, it's how easy it is to do. Look at that. So it's Blight Rounds, Vex Caliber, and then I've got Super. Now remember, Vex Caliber procs Limit Break very easily for Twilight Arsenal because it requires Void Overshield. So look at that, I Jolt, then I Super. Jolt with the Pulse Nade. Because I'm allowed to use one nade sometimes. That's why this build's so good, you see. Because I'm double dipping into Jolt for Pulse whilst also using Unbreakable. Because, like I've told you, if I've got one grenade charge, I can still get 2 grenade charges back if there's enough ads. Depends on ads and how much ads hit me. So look, Unbreakable goes up. Minotaur, half HP, and I clear out all the goblins. Very good. Look at grenade energy though. My grenade energy has spiked. I'm nearly 2. Boom. Unbreakable again, overshield. Nearly die, but it's fine. Unbreakable. Minotaur down. See, that's the playback loop. Right after you come out of your overshield, you then go into Vex Caliber to extend the overshield duration. That's the synergy. That's the interaction. Look, Hypernova Bane. Boom. Melted. I killed a Hypernova Bane off one blast. So see how we've just controlled the entire room very easily? I didn't need to pop no supers. I didn't need to pop Transcendence. Didn't need to do anything. Now, we're keeping up our fire team member. Right? We're keeping up a Minotaur. Now, I'm trying to think of a nice name to call him today. What should we call him? I'm just thinking of a good name for this guy. People will remember Jeff from the last video. Was it Jeff? Was it Jeff or Eric? It was one of those two. I'm trying to think of a good name. But look at this. Look what we're doing here. Boom. Look at that. We round up the ads. Then with the Unbreakable, just melt them all and then you get your charges back. Or 1.5 charge. So now we want to clear out all the Thrall, but I need I don't need it, but I should aim to get Transcendence. So now I whip out the Scout. The Scout Kinetic Tremors is on for Transcendence energy. That's what it's exactly on for. Look at my Transcendence meter. Because Vex Caliber's Void and Temptation Zux's Arc. So that's where I'm getting my Transcendences from, like my darkness side of things. Which I could have used Ill Omen. Well, yeah, I could have done. I could have used my Cold Steel Ill Omen roll. I suppose I could have done that and he would have got me more darkness energy, but it's no power of ambition. That's the problem. Ill Omen does not have power of ambition. Temptation's Hook does. Alright. Look at that. Manipulation on the boss. Boss does not know where I am. Stand here. This is a good spot. Take down the last Blight. I want to use a Drenger's Lash. Then a Pulse Grenade for Jolt. Then it's all sword damage. Sword damage, sword damage. If I get weak, I will pop Transcendence though. Or Vex Caliber. But look, I didn't even get weak. Look at my health. I'm full health. I get sniped once. Which barely does any damage. Overshield goes in Transcendence. Drenger's Lash. Then I whip out Vex Caliber. Yeah, and then we just keep doing our Transcendence gameplay to mop up the snipers. Look at how easy that was. It's not frantic gameplay. It's more controlled, easy. You know, the priority is the... By the way, we didn't use super. No need. We can use super on boss. So there's a benefit here. If you really get in trouble, yeah, super the Overload. Make sure he's stunned with an Overload though. Like with some Overload damage. If you get into troubles. But you should be fine if you got the positioning right. If you're out of positioning, you will have problems. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to activate... Oh, damn. Don't have Overshield. Just watching it back. I didn't have my Overshield procced. So I didn't proc Limit Break on that super there. So that's a minor point against me there. I should have procced Vex Caliber's Overshield, then supered. I do on the next one, I believe. Alright, now it's Cranium damage. So Cranium damage is going to send the boss to the next phase and it's going to give me my super. I want to super the boss again. And your idea on this phase 2, because it's awkward phase 2. Phase 2 of damage is just you and the boss and Void Blights. So it's no good for stationary damage. You want to do map rotation with Vex Cranium like this. Look at the damage we're doing, half HP. Look at the super I'm getting. Remember, Twilight Arsenal is very powerful against his bosses. As long as you've got Limit Break, it is. And obviously Craniums are as well. I'll pick up another Cranium. It's all timing. It's a bit of patience. Timing the shield. Hydra Shield, it's rotating. So if you see it at clock position 6 and you need his shield to be position 9, then you sort of anticipation. You need to have good anticipation skills of where his shield's going to be when you're roaming the map. That is developed through practice. and repetition. If you haven't got much patience, I'm going to say something. If you haven't got much patience, don't solo. By all means, watch my content, please. Even if you don't solo, please still watch it, because I need viewers. I need people to pull the weight on views, because views are getting poor, I'll be honest. Because of Edge of Fate being poor, my content, my channel's views are getting poor as well because of it. But I'm just saying, if you're somebody that lacks a lot of patience in Destiny 2, don't bother soloing. Just play Fireteam, you're alright. You don't need to solo. You can learn tips off my videos and apply it to your Fireteam runs. That has been going on for years, by the way. There's lots of clan not from my clan, but from other clans that have talked to me and said, I shared your video with my clan, I use your strats but in a team and it works. Because it will do, won't it? Because I'm giving you combat knowledge of what we're doing in every video. On anything, if it's GM, dungeon, exotic missions, anything solo in the game. We're giving you the entire package of... If you watch the full run, you'll get benefits from it. So it's not just about me. I mean, I do want good watch time. I want you to watch the majority of the video. But there's something in it for you. These videos are designed for you in mind. If you watch all of the video, you are complete. I have told you everything about the run. You should be, after this, if you watch my run, 39 minutes, well, my run was 33 minutes, but 7 minutes building information. If you watch the full video, you've invested 39 minutes of your time to me. But when you load up this GM, you should be able to solo it. And if you can't, then it's because of your impatience. You might be impatient or something. Or you might not have soloed before. If you've never soloed before, you need a month or two to get anywhere near. But that's time investment. You need to do some time investment. Well, yeah, what else are you going to do? Play Fortnite? What else is there to play? Nothing else to play anyways. There's nothing else on the market like Destiny 2. Everybody keeps calling Destiny 2, but there's nothing like on the market for Destiny 2. If there was something on the market like Destiny 2, do you not think I would be playing it? Division 2 doesn't compete. Warframe doesn't compete. The First Descendant doesn't compete. There are no first-person looter shooters on the market. There is Borderlands 4. This is the end of this year. I will be playing Borderlands 4, yes. There's another game called The Cube. It is a looter shooter. First person. That will be direct competition to Destiny 2. Keep an eye out for those two games I mentioned. But in the meantime, those games have not launched. So those people, I'm sick and tired of you complaining about Destiny 2. There's nothing else on the market though. What are you going to do? You're going to play some rubbish game? What are you going to do? Nothing else to play. So you play what you've got until Edge of Fate comes out, and we judge Edge of Fate when it comes out. Stop bashing it too much. There are problems, yeah. But look at what else you're going to do. There's nothing else to play. What are you going to do? You're going to play Outriders? They cancelled Outriders. Outriders doesn't exist. See what I'm saying? So just remember our place a little bit. There's nothing else on the market for this. Alright. So look what the build's doing with the Unbreakable. Look at what I'm tanking. I'm tanking all the Void Blights. I'm tanking a Phalanx. Then I release, then I super. Because I'm going to super some of the Scions, not just the Champ. Then I get the Axes and clean up the kill. Look at that. So that was all positioning and all build. The build worked as good as you would ever want it to. You know, people who play like MMOs, online MMOs like Final Fantasy 14, and you know, who say, oh, I want a tank class in Destiny 2. I want a support class in Destiny 2. Well, those things exist. Here's a tank build for you. It exists. It's here. This is endgame content. This is GMs. As far as right now, this is the highest level content in the game. Ultimate Nightfalls will be coming out with Edge of Fate, but in the meantime, they're not out. So GMs are technically the highest level activity, combat-wise, that we do. Obviously, there is contest, dungeons and stuff, but that requires that's different. That's different to this. And it works fine. This build would work in any GM at all. I can't see this build not working in anything at all. If ads are spread out, maybe. That's its weakness. If there's ads, if you kill a group of ads and then the next group of ads 50 meters away, then that's a bit of a weakness of the build. The build is stronger if there's more ad density in the GM or the activity that you're playing. If those ads hit extremely hard, the build gets stronger because of it. Try this build out. I want some of the best players, Titans as well, to try this build out, because the skill ceiling is very high on the build. It's similar to the Manticore build I made with Stompies on Hunter. If you didn't see that video, check it out. Look what I'm doing here though. I've got Jeff to my left. I've got 2 Jeffs. Look at the Void Traces to my left. There's 2 Jeffs. I've got a full fire team. I didn't even solo it. Look, 2 Minotaurs, 2 Jeffs, and 1 sword. And 1 cup. Look at that. And 1 Hydra, Greek boss. That was Solo GM with this Unbreakable build. Hope you enjoy. Thank you.